My biggest beef is there are certain people that I know going into the holidays where I'm going to be at events or family gatherings or parties, and men specifically will come in and they'll sit down and they'll have a cocktail and they'll be socializing. They're all merry and jolly. While my husband and I will be cleaning or we'll be putting things away or we'll be picking up after things. And then the moment we're almost done, they'll get on me like, can I help you with anything? I get a twitchy eye because you're like, how do I? And then I realize I'm like, you're so funny. Go sit down.
I love that this is publicly putting out there so that if you tell anyone that they are wait, you tell me that I'm funny.
Welcome to Permission to Be, where the messy middle finally gets a microphone.
Because let's be honest, life is not a highlight reel.
Here, we laugh at the absurd stuff, cry at the real stuff,
and talk about what it actually takes to find your way back to yourself. Hello, hello.
Episode 2.
Welcome to Permission to Be.
I'm your host, Jane Box.
I'm Shannon McClintock.
And we're happy that you're here.
Oh my goodness. And it is, so when this podcast release, it's going to be 2 days before Christmas. And so in the theme of holidays, so whether you celebrate Hanukkah, Christmas, whatever.
Yeah.
It's the same load on moms, no matter what holiday you actually celebrate. And so we wanted to do more or less a celebration of all the things that moms have to do during the holidays, what overstimulates us, what we're dealing with.
The weight of the holidays,
Oh my
the
God.
pressure of moms.
So much weight, so much weight.
Can I just have a quick PSA, though?
Yes.
For all of those who are listening and have sensitive little ones that are also having their ears open for this, maybe about the ELF or the SANT, what would you like to tell them?
SANTA.
Oh, don't let me spell ever on an episode because the dyslexia brain goes real fast and I skip over things.
Yes. So any sensitive ears, just be aware we are talking about those things a few times today. So just adjust accordingly.
And also, we listen and we don't judge.
So no comments saying that we're complaining or we know that the Christmas and the holiday season is magical. We know that. And we love it. And we love our kids. And we love our partners. But that does not mean that they do not drive us crazy sometimes. And it does not mean that the societal expectations on women are not absolutely absurd.
Correct.
So.
This is the messy middle. We're allowed to have these moments where we can all feel seen, heard, and talk about it, and then go back to being magical.
So with that, we listen, we don't judge. Bad Moms Christmas Edition.
Why do I love this title so much?
Well, one, we listen, we don't judge, just needs to be the motherhood. Like when you become a mom, that you need to sign a document that says we listen, we don't judge. There is far too much judgment of mom to mom in this world.
You know what? You said it perfectly. I'm really tired of moms hurting moms. Like, why can't we just all acknowledge it's just hard sometimes?
We have an uphill battle just as women. Like we don't need, like, that's like, what do they call that? Friendly fire.
Yeah.
It's friendly fire. You are taking down another woman who's just trying to make it through the day. We know what it's like to be a mom.
You said
We know.
it.
I remember somebody told me early on in motherhood, or I think it was actually before I had kids, that motherhood is the greatest and hardest thing that you will ever do. And I remember thinking that person was a Looney Tune because that makes no sense whatsoever.
No.
To a person that does not have children. To the person that has children, you're like, yep, that checks.
Or when people that don't have children say, oh, I've had such a busy day.
Or we have the same 24 hours in a day.
Totally.
Do we, there's not a whole lot that makes me want to throat punch somebody, but like when there's, and I don't have a beef with you, but if you are 20 years old and a fitness influencer telling me that we have this, or to regulate my nervous system.
Totally. Take a deep breath.
Right. Just, I remember seeing this one commercial. I think it was for a brand that you and I use. I'm not going to mention it, but I remember it was this person who clearly does not have children and was like, I realized today when I woke up that I just needed to take today for me. So I started by making a coffee and doing a coffee scrub mask while I read my book. And I got no farther than that before I was like, not for me.
Yeah, I have two phrases now in life. It's either cool, like we have nothing in common at this point in your life, or you're so funny. Like,
So if she ever says either of those things to me or to you, one, you're not funny, and two, things are not cool. So
we've had some hateful comments from men, mind you, on
all
our
from men.
yeah, and I just think you really have you're just so funny.
I wrote back to one of them. I was like, "You're a gem." And he is married with kids. I was like, that poor woman.
That poor woman. Yeah, I don't have beef with anyone else. I just feel as though you don't actually understand until you've walked in someone else's shoes. And so therefore it goes back to our PSA. We listen, we don't judge.
That was like before I had kids, and I thought I would never use screens. And I thought I would never, like, there were so many things that I was on my high horse about that I would never do with children.
Yeah.
And it just becomes, I think motherhood is like swimming. You're treading water, holding 50 things in your arms. And then the holidays run around and they're like, here's some more bricks to carry. Like, and you're just like, I can't, I'm barely keeping above water.
You're like, I can do this, right? I can
Especially
do hard
after
things.
a year like 2025. Yeah, right. We can do hard things.
Until I break my back, I have a mental breakdown. I hit the bottle of Jack very, very early in the morning, and I tell my husband to go away. Cool, everybody.
It was like 2 weeks ago. It was a Sunday. My kid, there was so much happening. And I remember, little did I realize that I was luteal, but I did realize that later. But I remember walking up to my husband and looking at him and being like, I need to get out of here. It was in a guttural voice that is not my normal voice. And he just looked at me like he was dealing with a hostage negotiation.
Yeah.
Like he was a hostage. He was like, are you okay? And I was like, no, I'm not. And he was like, oh, okay, you go. And like, props to my husband. He knows, like, he can spot it when I'm at my wit's end. And I just grabbed my keys and my kids were like, can we go with you? And I was like, nope. And I shut the door and I was just like, oh my God, get me out of here.
I mean, I'd like to know how many moms have done this. Whenever I feel really heated, I take my phone, I disappear into the garage, I hide in the back seat of my car so they don't see me, and I call you. And we will have full-on conversations where I'm like, they can't see me. I just need a vent. I'm going to rage. Don't help me. I know you can't hug me because we live far apart, but just let me rage for a minute. Then I feel great.
My favorite parts of those conversations is when her kids open up the garage door and she's all of a sudden like, shh.
Right, because they can hear me even though I'm in a car.
They probably could.
We're actually in a really great phase right now. Mine are almost 8 and 6.5, and it's pretty magical. But there is a lot of overstimulation with me going on currently in the holidays. And I get it. It's not just them and it's not my husband. I think it's just, there's a lot of pressure for mothers right now going into Christmas or into the holidays in general.
Absolutely.
Would you agree?
Oh, I think, I grew up loving Christmas. And my husband did not. It was drama filled.
Really?
He did not. Yeah, it was just one of those things. He met me and I'm like, Miss Christmas. And I think it might have been kind of a red flag for him. He was just not into it. And I was like,
what did I get myself into?
Let's do all the things. And then I became a mom. And then it's not that I don't love, I still love Christmas. It's just that it does come with this weight of that you have to make it magical. Because like I want my kids to love Christmas how I loved Christmas.
Yeah.
So it does come with this weight of doing all the things and every event that you want them to show up for. And, like I'm going to be completely honest. I'm the worst person with a calendar. Jane knows this. Like I missed my son got to go to a school event that I forgot about because he was still at school and my daughter totally missed out. And I just played it off. I fully lied and played it off that was for his classroom.
We listen, we don't judge. Remember? No, Shannon actually is very bad with calendars. It's gotten to the point where I realized anytime that we are scheduled to do a podcast, I'm going to now be putting it on the calendar and sharing that calendar link with her.
Totally.
So that we are on the same page.
Yeah. No, you should always make sure that you should send me a calendar invite because me and planners, it's like oil and water. I've tried.
Yeah.
I've got 20 planners and they've got exactly 3 days in January filled out.
That's
and then the rest of it's. Yeah. Same with journals.
Okay. I want to put you on the spot because you called the other day telling me this and I was howling of laughter with tears about one of the nights that you were really overstimulated when you were trying to make dinner.
Oh,
And you
God.
called me and you're telling me in the moment, and I told you I was overstimulated by your overstimulation.
Yeah.
And I said, I can't actually talk to you on the phone right now. And we hung up because there was too much noise going on in your house. That was by osmosis.
It was, yeah. So as a mom now, I fully understand the emoji with the head exploding, the blown up brain.
Love that one.
There's a lot of moments that's like that. So usually for me, overstimulation hits about 5 o'clock, right? So my kids are 4 and 7.
Okay.
And so we are entering into that like really, really fun stage. My daughter's super fun. My son is super fun. But it never, no matter how amazing they are, it still doesn't stop me from being overstimulated by about 5:30. And
Okay.
so my daughter's with me most of the day because she only goes to school for a couple hours. And it's just, you know what I think it is? I think it's that women at any point, we carry 40 tabs, like in a computer browser, right? There's like 40 tabs open at any given time. Like, did I buy the birthday present? Did I buy the gifts for my nephews? Did I buy toilet paper?
Did I get
sign
the Amazon
permission slip?
100%.
Yeah,
Yes.
right? I left a load of towels in the washer for 2 days, so now I got to rewash those. And so by the end of the day, I'm just really overstimulated. So anyways, the night that you're talking about, it was raining outside. So there's like that pitter patter of rain, right? So there's the one constant.
Ding.
My daughter is, and this is beautiful, and I never want to stop it because I want her to be loud and proud, but she is in a phase where she sings things. Like,
so ding too.
And it's always Taylor Swift, which fortunately I like Taylor Swift. And if you hate Taylor Swift, leave that out of the comments. You will not win that battle with me. So she is singing Taylor Swift in the next room. I'm making dinner, so there's like that sizzle going on, right?
Are we counting that as a ding 3?
Oh, yeah, because that's like a constant noise. My son, unfortunately, and there's no other way besides unfortunately to describe this, is in a siren phase. He makes siren noises. There's also a new phase of meowing like a cat, which is also driving me crazy. But he's in a siren phase. And so not when he's like playing trucks or something, just walking through the house, making a siren.
That's like a big, bold 4 ding.
Nope, we're not done. So at this point, my brain is about to the point of exploding, right? My head is about to explode.
That emoji is about to go off.
And my darling husband, who is trying to be helpful, and I will give him that credit, decides in that moment that vacuuming is what he should do.
Sure. Ding 5.
And I became the head exploding emoji. And my brain,
tough.
I don't think I handled it super well either. I kind of blocked that part out. I think I got off the phone with you and I was like, stop it. I looked at my husband and I was like, really? We're going to vacuum right now?
But remember, we listen, we don't judge. And I asked you the next day, and we started going back and forth about this. We've learned why women are overstimulated. And I think instead of us trying to paraphrase and butchering it, you have it on your phone.
I do. Yeah.
Okay.
And I want you to, because I was like, again, it's that game of, is it luteal? Is it perimenopause? Or is just my new personality?
Yeah.
And come to find out it's not. I looked up why overstimulation is so much more prominent in women than it is in men. Here's why. One is that the mental load changes how the brain processes noise. So women, especially mothers, tend to run a continuous background scan. That's that 40 tabs that we were running around, right? It's like, okay, did I do this? Did I pick up this? Oh, I didn't fill up the soap container.
Right.
Like the launches.
I call those the bubbles. For me, it's like the little cartoons. I have bubbles popping up in my head all day long.
Or like spinning plates, right? Like you're spinning 50 plates.
Yeah.
So with that continuous background scan of what needs what next, what's unfinished, who's regulated, dysregulated, timing, transitions, logistics, that ongoing task switching keeps the brain in a heightened alert state. When your nervous system is already near capacity, any extra input, so vacuum, blender, overlapping voices, feels like an assault on your nervous system.
And then you tip over. That's when you have that like that moment of I'm bursting the emoji head.
Yep.
Okay.
Your husband may hear the vacuum. Your brain hears vacuum, kids, siren, dinner, unfinished thought, emotional temperature of the room.
Okay, let's just hit pause for a minute.
Okay.
For anyone that's listening, rewind this one part and play it for your husband. Because I think it could help them understand that while they just hear that, we're hearing all of this. And we're not, batty. We're not crazy. We just have a lot of tabs, right? We're just on overdrive, is what I'm hearing.
Totally. And I think it's the sheer number of tasks that are delegated. And one game that I was recommended to play, and full disclosure, I haven't played it yet, but it's called Fair Play Life. And so it's a deck of cards.
Okay.
That basically has all the different tasks, right? Like who buys birthday presents, who plans parties, who does laundry, who cleans, who does school pickup, who does like all the things.
Fair Play
Life.
I'm writing this down.
We'll drop the link in the show notes for the actual card game. And what you do is you basically go through it with your partner and you delegate who is in charge of what. And it gives you a visual representation of how much you're carrying versus how much your partner is carrying.
Wow.
And it's not meant to be in like a competition of like, I do more than you,
right.
but simply to make them understand. And it generally is, it even says on the website, like it's generally a bigger aha moment for men because I don't think that, I saw this one reel one time and it was spot on. And it's this guy who's walking through and he's like, come here, come here. He's like talking to his wife. He's like, come here, you got to see this. And he goes to a laundry basket and he goes, this is a magic basket. And she's like, what are you talking about? And he's like, you put dirty clothes in and clean clothes come out. And then he walks over to the sink and he goes, this is a magic sink. And she's like, what are you talking about? And he's like, you put dirty dishes in, clean dishes stay at the side. And I don't think that men consciously don't look at it. I don't think that they're as present in the moment to be able to see.
Yeah,
it is. Right.
But here's the thing. I can't in good conscience just because I have to give my husband credit here because he loves the fact that we're doing this and he listens to the podcast. In the last year, without doing Fair Play Life, he has taken on more responsibilities because we wanted to launch this and because of so many other things that I've been building. And so what he has done for me, and maybe this will help others, is we've sat on the couch and he would look at me and he goes, you have a lot of bubbles, right? A lot of tabs going on in your head. How many can I pop for you and take that load off? And so when you're saying this about the laundry and the dishes, I was like, I actually cannot have a connection moment with you on this because I don't do this. So I have to just give a shout out that I do think that the times are changing for many and hopefully like there can be more balance because I have a spouse that takes that load off of me. I've also been told I'm not allowed to grocery shop.
Because you'll spend hundreds of dollars more.
Hundreds more.
No, and just to be full disclosure, my husband is incredible. He helps with so much. I still will say, though, that there is something about, like, for instance, right? Let's go back to the holidays.
Right.
Of that if you had two moms, the moms would automatically scan for whose presents need to be bought, and they would just buy them, right? As opposed to a husband's like, okay, give me a list. Give me a list and then I'll do the list. But then that's another mental tap, right? That's another
Write
thing
it on the list to create the list for that list to be picked.
Exactly. So, I mean, I have a husband that he helps me with laundry. He's absolutely amazing helping me with the kids. I think the difference between men and women here is that women will just scan for what needs to be done and men wait to be tasked.
Yeah.
So it's like, honey, can you please fill up the water bottles? He will do it in a heartbeat. But another mom would look and just be like, oh, the water bottles need to be filled.
Yeah. Yeah. When I look at other people, especially within my family and relatives, what you're describing, I see it happen a lot.
It's more common than not.
Yeah.
Right.
I think my biggest beef is there are certain people that I know going into the holidays where I'm going to be at events or family gatherings or parties, and men specifically will come in and they'll sit down and they'll have a cocktail and they'll be socialized and they're all merry and jolly. While my husband and I will be cleaning or we'll be putting things away or we'll be picking up after things. And then the moment we're almost done, they'll get on me like, can I help you with anything? I get a twitchy eye. Like this eye, you'll know it'll start to twitch because you're like, how do I? And then I realize I'm like, you're so funny. Go sit down.
I love that this is publicly putting out there so that if you tell anyone that they are wait, you tell me that I'm funny.
And now you can read between the lines. But when I say you are so funny, that is
Cool.
me.
Two can play that game.
Uh-oh, we're about to tango, everybody. Get ready.
Okay, so then let's continue. So this was kind of a tangent of why women are so overstimulated. So I think that sets the ground, right, for why women, especially on a good day, women are mostly overstimulated by the end of the day, right? And I like you can have the most incredible kids. Like you and I have incredible kids. And it doesn't stop the like mental load. Like both you and I work, like and not to say there's not a difference, I don't think, between the overstimulation of a stay-at-home mom versus a working mom. Both are incredibly overstimulated. So that's not at all what I'm saying. It's juggling all the things all the time and all the tabs. So with that said, holiday
bad
edition.
moms. Yeah. Can I go first?
Do it.
I love giving gifts. So gift giving is one of my love languages. And so when it comes to the holidays, it's kind of me being a hypocrite because I love giving gifts, but then when it comes to then having to buy all the gifts for everyone, I become really overwhelmed because of the juggling of so many things. Then where the overstimulation comes for holidays is that I have to then wrap everything. So I have to plan it, I have to order it, or I have to go out and purchase it. I have to come back. I'm a list. I really like to write things down. I'm not on a tablet or an iPhone, my list. I write it down. So then I have to make sure, is this for the kids for, right, the PSA announcement that we made? Or is this coming from mommy and daddy? Or is this coming from one of the kids? I have to wrap it, I have to put in the tree, or I have to make a list. I used to love that part, but I'm 41 years old, and this is the first year that I can genuinely say on public record, I don't like this anymore. It's daunting. All I want to do is buy Christmas bags, stuff, literally like throw it in the bag, put some paper on top and call it. Versus the old Jane would like wrap it, make it beautiful and do the bows and maybe like do like a sprig of, I don't know, pine or whatever you want to call it. I was like into it. I'm not anymore. I'm overstimulated by it. And I don't know if I'm alone in this part.
I don't think you're alone. Last year, so I'm also doing it this year.
Okay.
Is I have drawn so I used to buy gifts for everybody, right? Like my in-laws, my nephews on my husband's side. And last year I just came to him and I was like, that's your job. I'm not doing it.
Oh.
And so even this year.
So wait. So just to clarify. So he buys the gifts for his family.
Yes.
You now are going to buy the gifts for your side of the family. I actually think that that's wonderful.
And it's just one of those things that it took a gigantic mental load off of me.
Yeah.
And made it to where I can still enjoy it because I love wrapping my kids' presents because I remember the joy and thrill of ripping through the paper. And I always hated when people gave me bags because I was like, okay, now that's over.
I'm like,
and you're like, I'm going to do it. No, but I also try to make it fun. Like I turn on a Christmas music and
while you're putting it together?
Yeah.
While you're wrapping.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
So I make it like a festive thing. There's no kids around. I go to town on it. Now, granted, I do get to a point where it gets too much, but offloading one entire side of the family where like I'm having to go to my brother and sister-in-law. What do your kids want? I'm having to hunt for what they want and then get lists and everything. So we just delegated it down the middle. Okay. This is a different topic, but stockings. Do you get a stocking?
No. So several years ago, I looked at my husband and I said, can we just not for one another? And instead throughout the year buy, let's say like a bigger purchase. So we don't give Christmas gifts to each other anymore. And our stockings are empty, but we do take care of our children.
Okay. Yeah, we're the same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I do it. I do the stockings.
I do. Yes, I do too. It's kind of flip-flopped though with groceries for you because if my husband goes and buys stockings, they're going to be like $200 stockings. Like, it's crazy. So that's part of the reason I also, and I don't know if you resonate with this, part of the thing of like popping bubbles and delegating tasks is I'm a control freak and I think that I can do everything better.
Yeah.
So I have a hard time a lot of times. The gift thing, whatever, like do your thing. But it's like packing, for instance. I won't hand that over because I think we're going to get somewhere and we're not going to have all the things because my husband's a minimalist packer. And I'm like, that's great if you don't have kids. But if you have kids, you cannot be a
Yep.
minimalist packer. So packing for the holidays, right? Packing to go over to people's houses. The idea that we have to make cookies or some sort of thing for neighbors, I don't know 90% of my neighbors.
We used to do that. We would give champagne bottles away.
Whew.
Yeah. Yeah, we were really into it. We had Christmas cards and we put it in the big wagon that before, my kids outgrew it, and we would go and knock on all the doors and we'd hand it to them, and it was wonderful. But then I realized it's really exhausting. There's a lot of pressure. There isn't always reciprocity, and that's not the reason why we do it. But then I felt that at one point I was like, am I doing this for them to love me? Am I doing this for them to think of me as a good neighbor? Or could I just be a good person? Do I have to give a gift in order to be conceived as a good person in their eyes?
I mean, full disclosure, Bad Mom's Christmas, I don't do anything for neighbors.
Yeah, but we don't either anymore. And not out of spite. There's no negative for it. I just don't do it.
My
Right?
mom still makes like 70 jars of jelly and delivers them all over our neighborhood.
Bless her.
Different generation.
Let's talk about Elf on the Shelf.
Yeah,
So-
you want to talk about it because you don't do it.
I don't do it only because and I don't remember who told me this. They said when my children were very, very young, before the idea and the concept of it, they said, if I can make one recommendation, don't do this. And I thought that was their only parenting advice. And I was like, wow, that's like very specific. And then Seth and I talked about it, and we realized one day while watching over Christmas holiday on Instagram that it was a thing you had to do every single night. So we don't do it. My kids have asked why we don't do it.
What is it about us that elves don't want to show up?
Right. I don't actually remember what we said, but we don't do it. But you do it. But you do it in a certain way where it's still manageable.
So yes, we were gifted an ELF, in case there's people, that was like hand knitted, and so it was introduced separate from us.
Yeah,
right?
you kind of have to do it when you have something like that.
You do. And it was brought up outside of us. So we were not the ones that introduced it. But regardless, I will say, so we don't do all the crazy projects and stuff. Ours just moves around. That's as much effort as I can give.
So they just have to find him.
They find him. And I will say they flippin' love it.
Do they?
Like they run downstairs. They're trying to find it. They're like running back and forth. They're pointing out. They're laughing. They're creating stories in their head. Like this morning we had a discussion back and forth of like, how does he get from one place to another? I'm like, do you think he jumps? Do you think he runs? And so the other thing.
So now I'm feeling like I should be doing this.
It's just one of those things that if you have the bandwidth, right? Every other year it has been an absolute headache, and I've forgotten more days than I actually move it. And then I have to try to come up with something of like why the elf wouldn't move one night.
Overindulgence.
Yeah, right. I was just like, maybe he had nothing to report to the North Pole. I think at ages 4 and 7, my kids are finally at an age where they get it and they're fully in it. I've always had one kid that was slightly too young for it. But we are also dealing with the SANTA discussion with my son. And he came home from school, and some girl at school had said that her parents moved the elf and that Santa's not real. I gotta say that I thought it was going to go later than 7.
Yeah.
And I understand, and there's probably going to be, I already can picture the comment from somebody being like, you're lying to your children. How I talk to my kids about it is that Santa is it's magic, right? That it's like the magic. But more than anything, I talk to my kids about how it's the spirit of giving, that Santa shows up and he gives gifts and he expects nothing in return and he doesn't ask for any money or anything like that. So it's more the spirit of giving. But at the same time, like I believed in it for a really long time. And there was not a moment where I looked at my parents and I'm like, you're a lying sack of shit because you told me that Santa was real. I never had that.
Yeah. I didn't either. I think if anything, so I got an actual real puppy when I was 6 for Christmas.
I've
And
told my kids that Santa does not deliver live things.
So we just learned that too. And my daughter has been wanting a second dog, which makes it very complicated because we are going to be traveling a lot in 2026. And so we learned this from you and a friend also here in Colorado. And we said that to them, thinking it was going to take some convincing. And my daughter, the pragmatic one that she is, she goes, that makes sense. Okay. You're like, oh, wow. That went really, really well.
Dodged a
Okay.
bullet.
I was like, do you know the cost to care for a dog?
I told my kids no pets. I am that parent that I'm just
Yeah.
like, we have a dog.
Yeah.
And our dog is getting older.
Oh.
And my kids are like, what happens when Stella is our dog? We have a Bernese Mountain Dog. And I'm like, we don't replace her. I'm done with that. Okay, next thing on the list. Can we just talk about how many events there are compared to when we were young, like at school?
We are in Spirit Week.
Mm-hmm. Yep, so are we. Forgot about it. Day one.
Today is Flannel Day.
Today is Grinchmas Day for us.
Okay. My kids don't own flannel. And they said, can we buy something? And I was like, for what? For what? For Spirit Week?
Yep.
Like I literally, just like this, I mumbled and I fumbled on my words because I thought I am about to buy something just so you can go to school. No. And, there were some big emotions about it because I wasn't probably the most pragmatic about it. I shut that one down really fast. But Spirit Week is kind of kicking my butt.
No, I forgot about it. So fun story of being a mom yesterday. And this is the Ashton Kutcher moment that we talked about on the first one. Yesterday was pajama day, right? So we get there. Okay. Neither of my kids are in pajamas because, again, along with calendars, emails, not my strong suit. So especially emails from school because we get like 50,000 of them. I don't check them all. So one of them said that it was pajama day, I'm sure. We show up to school. We're not in pajamas. My son, fortunately, one of his good friends was also not in pajamas.
Okay.
Connection between that mom and me.
Full connection.
And so he was okay not. My daughter starts freaking out that she's not in pajamas and all of her friends are going to be in pajamas. Fortunately, we live about 30 seconds from our school. So I was like, fine, whatever. I don't have a meeting. So I get her in the car. We race home. I then realized that I've already checked her in. And then I just disappeared with my child. So I'm pretty sure that the teachers are going to be freaking out.
Yeah.
So I quickly text her teacher that I have her. I know she's signed in, but we get home. We run inside. She finds her pajamas that she wants. We start changing her, right? Shoes are off, jacket's off. It's freaking cold here. We start changing her. I get her shirt on and she looks at me and goes, I don't want to wear the pajamas.
Cool.
Again, listen, don't judge. I didn't handle that perfectly.
You're so funny.
Cool. Cool was mine right then. So probably with more force than I need. Like we are like taking off the sweater.
Oh my gosh.
And then she's like, so then we get in the car and she starts crying because maybe she does want to be in pajamas.
Oh, sweet baby.
So then I have to run inside, get the pajamas, bring them back out. And I take them, give them to her teacher. And I was like, good luck.
Not my problem now.
I did pick her up and she was in pajamas. But that was a moment where I was like, where are you at? Where are you at, Ashton?
100%. For me, also with family gatherings, just because you're talking about clothes and outfits, the family comments. So I have fluctuated in weight a very large portion of my life. And going from high school into college, it wasn't the freshman 15. It was like the freshman 30. I traveled abroad. I remember like seeing my mom for the first time. She couldn't even recognize me. I've had my fair share of fluctuations. And with that also comes family comments. And for the last, I'd say 3 years, I've really come into my own, my body. There's no more fluctuation. I really have found my rhythm. But the comments still keep coming.
Mm-hmm.
And last year, you were my person. And our therapist said, write the 2 names of the people that you know will love you, see you, and never judge you, and put that in your pocket or put it in your wallet and take it with you. And I did that. And so last year it helped. And this year, I feel like in this regard, I have graduated because I'm impenetrable now. The comments just bounce off of me. And I think maybe people can take this a little bit of, you can say, you're so funny, instead of saying like, but what about you? Like, what about your weight? Or what about your outfits? Or what about your life? Or like, what about
Back at you, Aunt Karen.
Totally. And I don't say it because the thing is also, I don't judge you, right? Like you're still dealing with your own stuff and you're projecting it onto me. But the family dynamics and the comments, I'm now more than ever looking forward to going because of the bingo game that you've rolled out for all of
Oh, it
everybody.
makes it so good. I was talking to my husband about it this morning.
I'm really excited about it because now those family dynamics have been terrible in the past. And now I'm really looking forward to it. Like,
There's a spot that's like someone comments on your weight. Like we're going to be walking around with our butts stuck out, like trying to get the bingo square. Like, one of them is like somebody makes a political comment. You're like, hey, what news channel do you watch?
Right.
Just
instead
baiting
of me
people
trying to
make
avoid
the
it, I'm gonna
comments.
put some sparks of fire. Can we rev this baby up now?
I want to see how
win.
my kid is acting. Do you see? Do you want to make a comment on it? Do you
Did
want
you
to comment
hear?
on how
Yeah.
my one of my favorites. One of my favorites when you're at family gatherings. Back in my day.
Ooh, yeah. Well,
We're not back in your day, so no to whatever it is you were about to say.
Or look how you turned out, Jane.
Right? You survived. I've spent a fortune on therapy. Thanks, Jan.
We joke about it. Like we have 529 college accounts that we're setting up for our kids. And you and I have had this conversation for years. Maybe we should also set up college funds and therapy funds.
There should 100% be a therapist. Like somebody needs to go Oprah style and you get a therapist and you get a therapist and you get a therapist.
Right.
Like that's what it needs to be.
The 529 for college, the 620 for therapy.
Somebody sent me a meme that was like, it was talking about like, what'd you get me for Christmas this year? And she's like, a licensed therapist.
Actually, that's kind of amazing.
I would love that. If somebody, PSA, if somebody in my family is listening and they want to pay for my therapy, totally open to that idea.
PSA number 2, if you would like to also contribute to my kids' college funds instead of giving them another gift that they'll forget about in 1 week, also, here is our account number.
Yeah, post the account. It's just, do that.
I have a twitchy eye, Shannon. I cannot get this twitch to go away. It's
holidays to you.
As we're going over this stimulation of overdrive for bad moms, I have an actual twitchy eye that I cannot get under control. And I keep trying to like very discreetly like hide my hand while you're talking, but I think I'm just going to own it. My left eye is twitchy.
Yeah, you got twitchy eye syndrome.
There's a lot going on.
So another little dance that you get to play during the holidays. And I don't know if you have this as much as I do. But
I don't know where you're going with this, so I'm excited.
No, it's the constant. So like my kids don't eat a ton of sugar just because
we don't.
Right. Like, and if they do, it's like good quality and things like that. Everywhere we go, somebody's handing out candy. Like we're doing gingerbread houses. When we did gingerbread houses, I swear to you, the whole entire time, I'm just, oh my God, red 40, like yellow 60. I don't know the names of them.
So I agree with you on this, but really quick, just to go back, I was at Sprouts and they have, you make your own gingerbread houses, organic, all natural dyes, etc. It's very expensive, but it was delicious.
Yeah, we didn't do that.
We did it this year, and I had no issues with anyone eating it because I, too, was scarfing it down.
Recommendation for moms. This was the first year that I went to a gingerbread party for adults.
Wait, stop. Gingerbread houses, gingerbread cookies, gingerbread
houses. You get to decorate gingerbread houses.
Okay.
I had so much fun
Yeah.
decorating a gingerbread house without kids. Because I don't know if your kids are like my kids, but like they're doing their own house. I'm doing my house. But for some reason, they want to do my house.
Yeah.
And and I'm not that person. Like if I'm coloring on my piece of paper and my kids want to color, it makes my eye twitch because I'm working on my art and I want it to look a certain way. Yep. And when they want to come in and do it, when my kids want to mess, even like we have the gingerbread houses because they got to do them the next day, they still want to mess with mine. And I'm like,
that totally makes sense.
But I'm also the person, I don't like baking with my kids.
I like baking with my kids.
I don't.
This is what I love about us. We are truly like yin and yang when it comes to these things.
There are things that I love doing with my kids.
Totally. And there are things that I don't. And this is what makes it so wonderful.
No. I do it.
No,
for those of you who are going to come at me, I do it. It's just in the back of my head. I'm just sitting there going, oh my God, I could do this way fast. Oh my God, she just spilled it. Oh my God, there's eggshells in it. I
get that.
Like, it's not.
All right. So with the twitchy eye, I'm going to hold my eye like this while we talk because it's really bothering me.
And if you're an audio only, you should definitely get on the video to see her just
It's
scrunching her
legit.
eye.
It's the thing.
Does that mean you're
Obviously,
supposed to eat a banana or something?
there's a lot going on. Hence, Bad Moms Overstimulation Holiday Edition. It's a lot. My laundry list is extensive.
All right. So for those of you who are stressed out by the holidays, who are holding on by a thread, who want to make a magical holiday for your kids, but you feel like you're losing it every 5 seconds, we have a message for you.
We listen. We do not judge.
If you've hidden in the bathroom for 5 minutes of silence.
We listen. We do not judge.
If Christmas music sent you over the edge.
We listen. We do not judge.
If you absolutely love and adore your children and you're counting down the minutes until bedtime.
We listen. We cheer you on. We do not judge.
If you cried over something objectively small and like maybe not even just cried, but like sobbed quietly in a corner.
We listen. We have a full connection. We do not judge.
If the holiday magic feels like a lot of pressure.
We listen. We're giving you virtual hugs, and we do not judge.
If you are overstimulated, but you are still showing up.
We listen. We support you. We see you, and we do not judge.
This is a space free of judgment where we show up and we support other moms, where we support other women. We don't need anybody else tearing us down. This is a difficult yet magical time of year. So just give yourself the credit where credit is due. You're doing all the things, you're juggling all the things. And if you don't do it perfectly, or if you lose it from time to time, you are still a good person. You are still a good mom. You are still an amazing friend.
And we see you. And thank you for being here in the messy middle.
Keep showing up. And good luck.
Until next time, we will see you on the other side of Christmas.
Don't forget your bingo.
Oh, please. Let's hear how everyone does.
Yes, don't forget your bingo card.
Until next time.
Happy holidays. All right, thanks for hanging out with us in the messy middle. If this episode made you feel seen, laugh a little, or think, wow, it's not just me, then you are exactly who this space is for.
And if you want to keep these conversations going, hit subscribe so you don't miss the next episode. And if you know another woman who's navigating hormones, motherhood, or just the general chaos of being human, send this her way.
And remember, we listen, we don't judge, and you don't have to have it all figured out to belong here. We'll see you next time.